The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I have a very close friend. This close friend, we've been friends for years and years and years. He's had numerous challenges come his way throughout his life. Finances, his house, his income, one of his children's health. And every now and then I'll talk to him and encourage him and so on, and we'll have these conversations. And I usually find that he really has a lot more faith than I do. So one night, and he sends me texts all the time. We communicate, I text him back all the time. One night he sends me a text. He said, Joey, if your best friend knocked on your door at 3 o'clock in the morning and he asked you for a favor, how would you react? I said, what are you getting at? I don't know. Not sure. What do you mean? He says, here's how I would react. If my best friend knocked on my door at 3 a.m. and he asked for a favor or something that I can do for him, I'd be psyched to do it. Because I could show him how much I care about him, and I could show him how much I love him and how much I can be there for him. He says, so Joey, here's how I view the challenges in my life. God is knocking on my door at 3 a.m. and he wants to see how much I love him. And I can't wait to do it. I'm excited. If God gives me this challenge, it's okay. This is what he wants from me. If God gives me this challenge, he's knocking on my door and he's saying, this is what he wants from me today. So I am good. My income can be up. My income can be down. My children get healthy, not. It doesn't matter. If I have to be in a hospital practically all year with one of my kids, God knocked on my door, and that's what he's asking. It's not about how smart I am, how much I grew, how intelligent I became, how much Torah I know. It's not what it's about. It's about being able to show that if God knocks on the door, I am ready to respond. There was a girl named Chavi. Chavi wanted to go to the kever, the tombstone of Rabbi Meir Bal Hanes. It's a very powerful and holy place in Israel, and she wanted to go there to pray. So she gets on this sherut, it's called in Israel. You don't have to pay for an actual full cab ride. It's like a little, like a little minivan or something like that. Maybe it has 10 people in there, and each person pays, 20 shekel, and they go. So she gets on. It's about 7 other people on there. And she's sitting in the back of the van, and it's a few-hour drive. The first hour she's sitting there, she's praying, she's napping, she's whatever. Then all of a sudden the people on the van start talking, and they're talking to each other, very vulgar, very inappropriate, private things that shouldn't be discussed in public. And they keep going, she's going. She's like a pure girl, really, really not used to it. And she's like, is it okay if you talk a little lower? And these are sort of obnoxious people who really don't care, and they keep talking louder. So finally she goes to the person, the driver, can you do me a favor? Can you ask them? They're allowed to talk about whatever they want, ma'am. They're on this, they pay just like you pay. They can talk whatever they like. So finally Chavi says, is it okay? Can you just let me off? She says, no, I'll take you to the next stop. She says, no, I'd rather I can't hear it. Can you just let me off? So he says, okay. Stops right there in the middle of the road, and she gets off. She gets off, she's standing there. She says, I want to start to stay pure, and that's what I'm going to do. She stands there on the side of the road. Maybe 5 minutes later, a woman's driving by. I believe an American woman. She drives by, she stops, she says, can you do me a favor? Where's the kever of Rabbi Meir Bal Hanes? She says, well, I can't believe you're asking. I'm actually going there. If you have room, I'll come with you and I'll show you how to get there. The woman's like, for sure, hop in. And the woman now starts telling this girl her story. She says, we had some beautiful thing, a miracle happened to our family years ago. And my brother and I, we always go to the kever of Rabbi Meir Bal Hanes every single year to pray. This year, my brother's not feeling so well. He's in the hospital. He couldn't come, so I don't know the directions. And that's why I need your help. And thank you so much for coming along. They go to the tombstone of Rabbi Meir Bal Hanes. They take out their tehillim. They pray. They cry. They're done. They get back in the car. And this woman from America says, we have one other part of our custom. When we come, we try to find one orphaned girl who has no money, who needs money for her wedding. And we try to pay for the wedding. Do you have any thoughts? Do you have an idea of someone who might need this? So Chavi just stays silent. She says, do you know someone who might? She says, I don't know what to say. She says, tell me, what's on your mind? She says, well, I'll tell you the truth. My father passed away a few years ago. I just got engaged and actually came to the kever of Rabbi Meir Bal Hanes because I don't have a penny. She says, well, right now you do. Your whole wedding is taken care of for. She bought her trousseau. She bought her stuff, the couches, the dining room set, the tables, the apartment, the whole nine. And you think about how beautiful it is for Chavi. How beautiful is it for that woman to be part of that unit and to know that you're contributing to that nation? Rosh Hashanah comes. Yes, think about teshuvah and think about prayer, but think about what we were put here for. Think about the selflessness that our nation was created. Don't think about me, because the prayers are not about me. The prayers are about our nation. The prayers are about our unit. The prayers are about what we can do for us. God is knocking on the door at 3 o'clock in the morning and saying, what can you do for the Jewish people? Thank you.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org